Yeah, covering up the camera
Ah! Okay, I
because
should probably
cause,
stop eating shrimp chips. Ooh, that's probably not a good thing. Welcome back.
thank you. Allegedly, we're still live streaming.
I will, yeah. It's a good thing didn't get naked there.
Everyone who's watching on YouTube right now, we have a slight hiccup. Um, so I need to confirm that we are in
We
fact
can edit this out and do
not
voiceover.
not on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'd have to make this and edit into a like a video.
Yeah,
Not like a video, but a video.
too fancy for us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. Um, all right, shall we?
Yeah. Warp one engage.
Cool. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Captain's Quarters, the unofficial Star Trek rewatch podcast where we are rewatching the entire Star Trek franchise, starting at the beginning of the official chronology. We have worked our way through Star Trek Enterprise. We worked through 2 seasons of Discovery before they jumped into the future. We did The Cage, and now we're on Strange New Worlds Season 2. Today we're talking about Strange New Worlds Season 2, Episode 8, called Under the Cloak of War. For those new here, the format is I've never seen Star Trek. My name is Gabe, and my co-captain Jason has seen a bunch of Star Trek his whole life, lifelong fan. And we'd go over every episode of Star Trek, episode by episode, using the official chronology, and we have a lot of fun. Make it so, Jason. How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you? This episode we're changing it up a little bit. My co-captain usually takes the playbill, but I will take playbill tonight. Let's see where it goes. I'll fumble through it. Warp one engaged, Jason. So the Enterprise is transporting a Federation ambassador who happens to be a Klingon with some history.
Ooh.
And his presence on board stirs up some feels with some of the crew that fought in the Federation Klingon War. And there's some stuff that happens. There's some feelings
Mm-hmm.
that bubble up.
Yeah.
Probably needed to talk about it in some fear, in some therapy, in in Starfleet, shrink ward.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a murder and some death involved, and that's where
Mm-hmm.
we are.
Yeah. Love it. And one of those people who is having the feelings is
Yeah.
Nurse Chapel, um, who, if you remember, Jason, when we first started this series, Strange New Worlds, I made the comment that I felt like we weren't getting to know her very well. And she was really like kind of front and center, but she was the only character where we weren't getting like backstory and we weren't getting like who what drives her, like what are her motivations, and like I couldn't really establish an arc for her, and she just was kind of chipper and smart, and I don't know. She just seemed to be a very like surface level character. And I
Yeah.
think this episode kind of addresses that.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And this episode really centers around okay, so let's actually get into it. Um Nurse Chapel, and this also gives very much many more layers to Mbenga
Hmm.
and and Ortegas, but less so Ortegas, more so this episode is much more Ambassador Ra. Oh, I should address now that we're getting into it that it's more than just the playbill. Um, so the Federation ambassador that they are bringing on board and transporting is a Klingon, uh, General Ra, and he was the quote unquote butcher of Jagal, which was a moon in uh in which a battle, huge battle takes place that
Hmm.
centers around that also happens to be where our two main characters, Dr. Mbenga and Nurse Chapel, um, are medi doctors, field doctors in the field. And fun fact, Clint Howard is makes
Yeah.
another appearance in Star Trek, which he does so very often. Um,
Hmm.
Little Ronnie Howard's brother.
Yep.
Um, so, anyways, so there's a bunch of flashback scenes for Chapel and Mbenga to this battle that takes place when we were watching Discovery, as everyone knows.
Hmm.
Um, Disco and Enterprise were left out of the battle, and we are taking a little bit more of a uh, post Klingon Federation war. And so this ambassador was a former general, defects, and is wanting to make amends. And I'm not going to say developed a conscience or conscientiousness,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, but he does have a change of heart. And it is, um, like we said, it is bringing up some post-traumatic stress disorder feels amongst those who are involved in the war.
Yep.
And it, and as we said before, and we've talked about this, we thought that, Chaplin and Mbenga, I mean, you could feel it from the first couple of episodes that they were in. I mean, you could feel that they were, I got your back, you got mine. We're in this
Right.
together.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got history. We've seen
Hmm.
some
Yep.
You know what? Yeah, we've seen some shit. Go ahead,
And
edit that out. Um, it's live. So yeah, and then it's the usual diplomatic formalities. Boatswain whistle when he transports aboard. He gets Ambassador Ra gets invited to the captain's table dinner. Um, and Ambassador Ra takes an interest in Dr. Mbenga, um, trying to
and they
bridge
they
that gap.
they met there, right? That's when they met.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So it does tell the story of the beginning of their relationship.
Yeah, it does. And then the other thing that I haven't mentioned yet, General Ra in his previous life has harbored the nickname the Butcher of Jagal.
Hmm.
And that is going to be interesting because as we talk through this, we come to realize that that may not be true.
Right. Right. Hmm. Well, where do you want to start, buddy?
Oh, the one, I want to start with a quote
Okay.
from Chancellor Gorkon when we get to watch Star Trek 6.
Okay.
Um, if there is to be a brave new world, our generation will have the hardest time living in it.
Oh, okay.
And that I think illustrates Dr. Mbenga's viewpoints in a lot of ways.
Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so not to give too much away, later, end of Captain Kirk's career, yeah,
Hmm.
um, there is an accident on a Klingon moon, and Chancellor Gorkon, because it has an impact on the life of the Klingon Empire, Chancellor Gorkon reaches out to the Federation for peace.
Okay.
And because that the Klingons and the Federation have been at war for so long,
Hmm.
um, there is going to still be animosity, hostility, you know, um, alien racism, all that kind of stuff that burbles
Sure.
up between the two sides.
Sure.
And so that quote to me, um, is one of the is something that kept ringing over and over in my head. The other thing that I wanted to talk about or kind of loosely address is that again, and this is something that I harbor with Disco, um, as with the previous Klingon captain in a previous episode where Spock, makes peace with him. Ambassador Ra
Yeah.
is your typical forehead, not blue, not gray,
Right.
you
Right.
know, black hair, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it is interesting that Disco did something and now straight SNW is now, kind of um walking back a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think even retcon the disco take by saying that was a certain faction of Klingons who are like shaving or something.
Yeah, exactly. Which again, oh, so many things with Disco. Um, but
But
really,
it couldn't have just been shaving because, like you said, their skin was blue. They
yeah,
had like four nostrils.
yeah, gray, bald, completely
Yeah.
bald in
Yeah.
some fashion, in some of them.
And they didn't have like the ridges
Yeah,
that
as pronounced. Yeah,
right.
the
Yeah.
forehead thing. Yep,
Hmm.
exactly. Um, so this is very much an Mbega Chapel flashback
Hmm.
episode.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, we come to realization that not only do Chapel and Mbenga have PTSD that they should address in Starfleet therapy,
Yeah.
um, really,
Hmm.
um, which kind of bothers me a little bit, but that's fine. But they're also drug addicts. Space creatine, space um, hormone growth,
Yeah. Yeah.
pain inhibitor,
Hmm.
steroids.
Yeah.
Ah, ah,
Adrenaline.
yes, hyped up adrenaline, and I
Yeah.
get it. Um, they saw a lot. They saw some shit
Yeah.
in this battle,
Hmm.
and the Klingons were killing everybody. Um, but we come to find out that it's Doctor Mbenga. That's that is the actual Butcher of Chagall.
Right, but Raw claiming to be the butcher was him saying that he killed these like war criminal
Yeah,
generals of his, basically, right?
yeah, yeah. Which is making up a story. Yes, that is lying,
Right.
more or
Because
less.
because there was war crimes, atrocities, killing civilians
Yeah.
that they executed, but like it was at his orders, and then he claimed that he killed them because they had done so, they had gone rogue, right?
Yep, exactly.
But that's not true.
It's not true. It is
Yeah.
not true. So there is some, again, the gray area, but and I can't get over the fact. There are two things.
Yeah.
Yes, it adds a very interesting layer and complexity and nuance to Mbenga
Chapel.
and Chapel,
Yeah.
but I really, me ever being the optimist,
Hmm. Yeah.
one wish that Mbenga did, you know, um, was able to look past um this general.
Yeah.
Because, I think it was a full-fledged effort. And you know what? It would have been more fun. You know what would have been fun is if he would have
Hmm.
lived
Yeah.
and, find out later, oh, Mbenga was right, and that he was, you know, it would have been a much more fun story if Ambassador Ra lived and was a secret covert agent still working for the Klingon Empire.
Yeah. They could have
Or the
drawn it out a
fact,
bit.
yeah, or just the fact that, he did have this guy did have a change of heart and this was real. And that he
Sure.
was able to play a role in some fashion in an accord to peace and just be like that outsider, right? That one Klingon outsider, like Worf
Yeah.
from the Next Generation. That would have been
Right.
fun. And then the second part, it's going to be really interesting because now, if Ambassador Ra has a house
Yeah.
on Kronos,
Uh-huh.
his son or next of kin
Yeah.
is now going to have to go on some revenge tour, and they can't not address that.
Yeah. Is that like the Klingon
Yeah,
code of
that's
honor
the
thinking?
Klingon code of honor. Like,
Okay.
you killed him not in, non-battle combat, and it's disgrace the House of Ra, right, from the Klingon Empire. And now you have to, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Those are my thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah, as you were describing it, I was like, oh, this is the plot of Inglorious Bastards. So Ra is
Oh,
Christoph
really?
Waltz. Have you seen that movie?
I've never seen Glorious Bastards.
Well, anyone who's seen it, Ra is Christoph Waltz. Um, he he, defects to the Allied side, but he's like the worst one, you
Sure.
know.
Yeah.
And Brad Pitt ends up like carving a swastika on his forehead, and he's like, "You're free to go after." But anyway, if you haven't
Yeah.
seen it, um, he's like this terrible guy. He's this
Sure.
terrible Nazi. He defects under the agreement that he's going to get like a house and money and protection from the Nazis.
Right.
But
In
he's
turn
still,
for in turn f and then in trade for like information and
yeah,
secrets that the Nazi, yeah.
right,
Okay.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But turns out um he kind of gets his comeuppance anyway via Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But anyway, um, so the fight at the end. Did we cover the fight at the end, or are you
We have
saving
not
that?
covered the fight at the end.
Okay. Are you saving that, or
Yeah, go for it.
no? I want you to say like
I,
I watched this episode today, so it's fresh in my mind. I'm
uh-huh.
not sure I totally understand what happened. I don't
Yeah.
understand the fight, and I don't understand the transporter flash at the end. They showed the transporter glitching out. Um,
Oh, I don't remember that part.
okay, one second. Here,
Because we haven't gotten to that.
let's see what the web says. It'll be the last sentence on fandom. It
Okay.
says,
Okay.
um, Mbanga finished his repairs on the bio bed, but he knows it's only a matter of time before it breaks down again.
Oh, yeah,
As
yeah,
he
yeah.
walks away, the bio bed malfunctions again.
Yeah. That's something that he was taking his mind off of when Ra is aboard. He's trying to distract himself
Okay.
from being in his presence. So, okay, the fight. So in one of the not last scenes, but in one of the later scenes in the episode, Ra approaches Mbenga and they are sparring together in
Yeah.
Klingon judo. And
Hmm.
Ambassador Ra is trying to reach out and pressure Mbenga to like because Ra knows Mbenga served in the war, obviously, and
Yeah.
so he's trying to reach out, and he can tell that there are these feelings, that
Hmm.
there's still ill will, and he doesn't trust him. And so what he's trying to do is trying to build a bond and be the bridge. They're trying to be the two bridges
Right.
that can kind of, let's call it bury the hatchet and build anew.
But really, Ra's just trying to cover his own ass.
And exactly, exactly. Ra is trying to cover his own ass. Yeah,
But on the
it's true.
surface, that's what he's saying, that
Yeah,
he's bearing the hatchet.
yeah. And, again, can you completely walk away from your past, but try to rebuild as a new second chances, all that stuff?
Yeah. Which would be like a tenet of Starfleet in their sort of, the utopia they're trying to
Yeah,
build and proliferate,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. And again, while I'm disappointed that Mbenga. So, anyways, um Ra continues, so Ra is about to depart and he comes back into sickbay and he approaches Mbenga one last time and pushes him pretty hard on this. And then a switch flips and we find out that again, Mbenga is the Butcher of Jagal. He has saved the Daktag, the knife
Hmm.
that he killed all his other, uh, General Ra's fellow uh, Klingon generals and all that kind of stuff. The
Yeah.
ones that Ra said that he had killed,
Right, right.
and he takes the and he snaps, right? Something
Hmm.
snaps. He pushes, Ram pushes Mbenga too hard, like gravity. All you need is a little push. Um, to bring him down to our level. Anyways, sorry. Um, Batman reference.
Dark Knight.
Yeah, Dark Knight. Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and Mbenga kills him and makes
So,
up.
but is that for certain that Mbenga was not totally acting in self-defense?
No, he was not. I don't think he was acting in self-defense whatsoever.
Because they obscured it.
They do.
We
They
saw it from
do.
behind a screen.
They do. They do. They do. But at the same time, I don't know if Roz Kane has a sword in it or anything like that. I mean, he's a crippled Klingon, or if that's just a facade. I do think that, Mbega, because you see it in the flashbacks where he turns into Wolverine basically
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
goes on a
yeah.
rampage.
Hmm.
And so that to me is that building it up, and he just lives up to that name, the Butcher of Jagal, because
Yeah.
he's seen too much shit,
Right, right.
and he's you know taken steroids, space
Okay.
steroids, and really hasn't. I'm you know what? I am surprised and shocked that he has completed a Starfleet like physical and
Yeah.
mental
Right.
psychological fit for duty kind of profile there. It's
It's
amazing
true.
that they've been able to hide it. So that's
It's
that's
true.
a little worrisome. But
Yeah.
I think he had one last task as you know um, the as Winter Soldier, and takes him out. What about you?
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
In the past, when he was the butcher,
Yeah,
was he on the P-12
I
then?
think so. I mean they don't like.
They allude to it a
They
lot,
allude to it
but they don't
exactly.
show him taken.
They don't, and
Yeah.
that to me says, oh yeah, he is on the P-12, and he turns into Winter Soldier. He's
Yeah.
got the keyword. Someone says Raven,
Right, right, right. Yep.
all that. Whatever his turn on word or his
Hmm.
activated word is.
I hear you. Yeah. No, that's a perfect analogy.
Sleeper agent.
Yeah, and if you remember, I believe it was episode 1 of this season called The Broken Circle.
Yeah.
Um, when they La'an is tracking some Klingon like smugglers, and they meet up with her. Chapel and Benga meet up with her,
Oh
and
yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
he fights his way through some Klingons. Then, I mean,
Yep.
this episode was kind of a callback to that.
It is.
And if you recall, when we covered that on this podcast, I was like, man, I could watch a whole series just in Benga just kicking ass, because I
Yeah.
I really loved that whole action sequence because he was a total badass.
Yeah.
And there was some chemical assistance in that episode as well.
And I think that's what they address with this one is the
Yeah,
P12. Yeah.
right.
They give it a name.
Yeah. Hmm. And if you remember at the end of that episode, Chapel and Mbenga have a very sort of tender embrace
They do.
when they get jettisoned into space. And
Yep.
so, um, and they talk about how they've been through worse. And Chapel's like, no, we haven't. He's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
we've been close. But anyway, so I feel like a lot of this episode was a callback to that episode,
Definitely.
as far as the 12 and Mbenga being a secret action hero, and yeah, their relationship and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Um, but this time around, I don't know. I feel like I take it back. I don't know. It wasn't that exciting this time. Last time we saw it, when it was revealed that Mbenga was this total badass, I was all about it. This episode, I'm like, meh.
He was still a badass in the in the
He
flashbacks
was. I'm
going
just
back to
saying.
Jagol.
I'm just saying. It just didn't do anything for me.
Yeah. Well, because I think as a viewer we have hearts and a moral compass that points north and he basically murders a
Yeah, but I want to go back to, you know, our view of the fight was obscured.
It was.
In your
It
mind,
was.
is there
It
any
was.
room for it was not offensive, it was defensive? It was the dude came up to him, tried to
Yeah, I
push him
mean,
away. Ra could have reached for the
yeah,
knife, or even if he didn't, Mbega could have known he was in mortal danger,
yeah,
and thus was justified.
yeah.
I'm not saying that's what I think, but I'm wondering. I think the episode was trying to kind of give him that wiggle room.
Yeah, I think so too. And yes, I will say that there are moments where Ambassador Ra where they hint at again him flipping a switch back to General Ra.
Yeah,
When he when Spock is making the Klingon coffee, Ambassador Ra goes to grab it. It's hot, and he gets And then when Ra um and Doctor Benga are sparring in the Klingon um judo, karate, whatever
yeah,
martial arts, there are
right,
moments where he does get again aggressive,
yeah,
and there are moments. So yes, I could believe it,
hmm,
but no, ultimately, I do think that the way that, especially when he's confronted by the captain at
yeah,
the end,
hmm,
um, there is a little bit of like, oh, you're not exactly telling the truth there, Joseph.
right, right, right.
Um,
How do
and
you
then
feel about, because like Pike is not coming to the situation with the emotional PTSD background that
yeah,
Mbenga is.
yeah,
How do you feel about Pike's reaction? Because I don't think Pike is going to turn him in. Um,
no, no, I don't think he would ever turn him in. I think. See, I think Pike is he's so loyal to his friend, and that let's say the truth does come out. right? Let's say, you know, Mbenga finally admits it to the captain.
Yeah.
I think that Captain Christopher Pike would say, "You're just a man and you're human and you have flaws, and so do I." And it is not something that he would turn him in for lying.
Here's the thing though. There has to be some ambiguity because there is going to be an inquiry. And what's the story going to be?
I
That
would think so. Yeah, I
that
don't know.
that Ra
Yeah.
reached for the knife
Yeah.
or that he stabbed himself? Like what are they going to say? What are they going to say to Starfleet, you know?
I think it would be self-defense, even
But
though this is an ambassador that has,
and even though Ra was unarmed.
yes.
So
But
that
again,
has to be pretty convincing.
which I think they
Um,
will. I think they will if we touch on this again, which I do think we will.
yeah,
This series has a tendency to do that.
yeah, agreed.
Which is great, which is great. It's not a criticism.
Yeah.
Um, I think that their stories, I think his story will hold up in a tribunal or court martial, or the investigation,
Hmm.
and that Pike will believe the doctor's story, that it was
Hmm.
self-defense,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Okay. And so, yeah,
Or,
yeah.
although saying that, it would be an interesting turn, and that's how Bones becomes chief medical officer aboard the USS Enterprise.
Oh, if Mbenga
If
gets locked
Mbenga
up,
is like, dishonorably discharged, whatever the case might be.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Interesting.
yeah.
I I wonder if this episode got some criticism for how they're gonna dismiss Mbenga. Um, yeah, there could be some stereotypes at play here that
Sure,
might
absolutely.
not might not
Yeah, absolutely.
be fair.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I might read into that
As an actor,
later.
though, if you're Babs, who plays Joseph Mbenga, it's
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting arc, and it's not just, oh, he's just a doctor. He's more than that. So it is
Yeah. See,
interesting. It is interesting.
that's what I was way into when in that episode one when he was action hero. I was like, dude, I love this Mbenga. He's awesome. He was like so fun. Like he was so good in that episode.
Yeah.
Um, what was the story with the bio bed at the end? Um,
So yeah, like I said, I think that's, something of a distraction that he was trying to work on, pretending to not allow Ambassador Ra's presence on board be a
okay.
distraction, and I think it was just one of his pet project. I think it's a pet project or something that he was trying to distract himself from or with.
Oh, well, it was like kind of glitching.
Yeah, it was glitching the whole episode, and he's like, "Oh, I'm glad I fixed it." And then, a little comedic at the end that it's glitching again.
Okay. See, I thought it was trying to say that there was somebody in the transporter because they did the thing that he did with his daughter, another callback,
Yeah,
where when they were at war, he said, I put all of the ones who are near death inside the transporter. And that's what he
yeah,
did with his daughter later
yeah.
on. And I thought that's what was happening.
It could be. It could be. It could be. But I think it's just a glitchy biobed.
Got it. Okay. And okay. Well, what did you think of this episode? what rating would you give it? What rank?
Wow. I I would give this a 3 pips. This is a
Okay.
commander's level episode
Hmm.
with the caveat that they're about to be promoted and get their own ship. I think it was a really good episode. I think it was a really, really good episode because it really makes you question your own. You're like, oh, when you take vigilante justice into your own hands,
Yeah.
who makes you, and Pike alludes to this at the end, who
Yeah.
makes you jury, judge, and executioner?
Yeah.
And does that make Mbenga what he did? How does that make you different from General Ambassador Ra?
Yeah.
Like what like did you just cross that line?
Yeah.
We're no longer at war.
Hmm.
Don't some people get to have that second chance, that second opportunity? Just because he wears a blue uniform and just because we're rooting for the guy, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love that part. I love that part because it really does make you question those things. But again, I we haven't, you know, served on Jagal, didn't witness those atrocities. So hard for me to sit back and say, oh, condemning the man. But at
Yeah.
the same time, you do have that like, ugh,
For sure. Totally
like
agree.
what makes you better now? I don't know.
Right. And I do like the that moral question. That's a very
Yeah.
Star Trek thing.
Yes, it is.
So love that.
And then you just lied to your captain and your friend, we think.
Yeah. Well, did he lie though?
I think he did because, like, again, he kept saying, oh, Ra did start the fight. It was out of self-defense. I don't think that's true.
Okay. Well, just to back up, did Ross start the fight?
Again, I don't think he did.
I know.
I think
So we didn't see the stab,
we
but
did not.
we saw what led up to the stab.
We
Wasn't
do.
Raw the aggressor?
I think you could interpret it that way, but to
Mhm.
me, Mbenga, I think, was pushed over a line, and
Yeah.
he was activated
Sure.
and kills him.
Who do you think was physical first, Raw or Mbenga?
Oh, I do think it was. I think it was Dr. Mbenga.
Okay.
I do.
So it's like Mbenga initiated the conflict, but
Yeah.
maybe not with the intent to kill. Ra fought back,
Yeah.
started to overpower Mbenga, and then Mbenga technically acted in self-defense because a Klingon's a Klingon. He was going to probably overpower him.
Yes. Stronger. Yes. All that stuff. Yeah. Absolutely.
See, here's the thing. Like, I don't want to like belabor it. I already have, but like, I feel like if this series doesn't dig into it, it's going to feel like a weird retconny. Like, how could they not? It would be a big plot hole if there wasn't some big inquisition that had uh, ramifications for Mbenga's future.
Well, I think in some fashion, I think that we will. In,
Yeah,
you know, um, I don't know if we'll get another, you know, I, here's the
another
thing.
number one
Yeah,
S
are we
courtroom
gonna
drama.
get another court martial episode?
Yes, it's weird. Like either way this goes, it's gonna be weird. If they don't address it, it'll be a big plot hole. If they do address it, it's like, well, we kind of just did this,
Yeah.
where Pike had to choose between his friend and being a good captain to the Federate to Starfleet. Is it the Federation at this point, or is it Starfleet,
It's
or
both.
is it both?
It's
Both.
both. It's
Okay,
both. It's
yeah,
both.
the Federation. And then Pike, is he gonna lie on the stand? It's like it'd be the exact same episode,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. So I
So,
think we are going to get a resolution, but I think it's going to just be like, oh, you know, investigation over
okay,
enough evidence points that it was.
sure.
So,
Yeah. I did like, speaking of the transporter we're just talking about, I did like
ah,
in order to save power, they had to wipe the backlog. So all those people he stored in there
yeah,
in order to serve the greater good, he had to delete them.
yeah,
That was a very Star Trek moment too.
and that was very Spockish. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cold.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
cold, but I get it.
Hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh man, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Hmm. Okay.
What
I
about
would,
you?
yeah, I, as a standalone, really liked this episode. And again, it gave me more color for Nurse Chapel, which I was asking for. It was, it suffered from the format, I think, because it's like an episodic show
Yeah,
where their past trauma was brought to the surface with the
yeah,
presence of Raw, but they really had to sell it in this episode. And we saw a level of PTSD that they hadn't displayed at all throughout almost two full seasons. And it's a bit of a retcon to the point where, like, okay, if they were this deeply effective, why have they not shown all three of them, Ortegas, Chapel, and Mbenga? Why have they not shown any? I mean, okay, I'll take Ortegas out of it because she wasn't
yeah,
PTSD. She was more just angry that a Klingon was there. But
yeah,
but the other two, this if you just saw this episode, you're like, oh, this trauma defines them. This defines who they are.
yeah.
Whereas prior to this episode, I mean, there's been episodes with Chapel where she's just like a straight up, um, you know, she's just very, very bright and smart and completely unaffected, very nerdy, like just the complete opposite of what we saw in this episode.
Hmm.
And I feel like they're just kind of trying to force this backstory. And it worked in this episode, but it's confusing that if this really did define her, she showed no trace of it whatsoever uh,
Yeah.
prior to this. So that was my only complaint, but it was
Agreed.
something that I couldn't stop thinking about. So because of that, I have to give it. I'm going to give it like a C plus B minus.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fair. That's absolutely fair.
yeah,
Absolutely. And especially in today's age, I I am surprised that we didn't get more armchair or that we haven't gotten more armchair therapy kind of dealing with PTSD.
yeah.
Kind
Hmm.
of things. Um, because I mean, there's some episodes from Deep Space Nine, nearly 30 years ago that did that did address PTSD in a lot of ways in combat and you know, the 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 post um combat, those were and I'm a little surprised that they're not
Well,
didn't take it more
um,
serious.
this society too that they've crafted is so futuristic. You almost don't consider it. You think like, well, if they can grow back an organ, then certainly they have like a magic wand that they just wave and it cures whatever
Yeah.
mental or emotional
Yeah.
ailment that they might have. So you kind of like you forget that that's like a thing because I don't. At least I do.
That's true.
You assume that this utopia they just have a cure for it. There's like a pill you take and it just disappears.
Yeah, and again, and what you're saying actually, what I'm talking about is darker, deeper.
Yeah.
That
Hmm.
this that's that it doesn't fit the tenor of this show as
Hmm.
much.
Yeah, for sure. Well, um, oh, tell me about the whistle thing they blew
The
in the
boat swing,
arrival.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That is something that when you blow a boatswain whistle, when you have an honored guest come on board, uh, like even if it's an admiral or um guest of honor on board a ship, that's what you blow. As Ambassador Ross said, it's kind of like rolling out the red carpet in a way, and
yeah.
that is naval tradition.
It was such a familiar sound. Is it does it exist elsewhere in Star Trek?
Yeah. Yep.
But
Uh, Again, when ambassadors are welcomed
okay,
aboard or
okay,
dignitaries,
okay,
in a couple of episodes and in the movies, maybe
okay.
just one movie, but yeah.
Got it. All right. I
But
thought
yeah,
maybe,
that again, as Star Trek does, a lot of times take naval tradition
yeah.
and tries its best to apply it or address it or talk about it. You know,
Okay. All right. I thought maybe it was more than that, but
no,
guess not. All right.
it's yeah.
All right. Well, was there anything else with this episode?
No, I think we covered it, but like again, like I said, I think there will be I hope that there is a, you know, revenge for dishonoring the House of Ra.
Sure. Yeah. That'll be, I feel like now that it has to happen,
It's
right?
got to happen.
It's like
Hopefully.
guaranteed.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
Okay. Well, cool.
Two more episodes. That's it for the
Yeah.
season.
I know, right? And then we'll be like not
Oh,
caught
we'll
up.
catch up before season 4.
Yeah. Before season four, we'll catch up for sure.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Well, yeah. Anything else?
No, not on my part, but El Clasico is on Saturday, but Real Madrid women and Barcelona women is on Saturday, but that's it. I
Very
know
nice.
you've got how far spill the deets on your new um Zelda game.
Yeah, so it came out a week ago today, and I already beat it. I already beat the game.
What?
Yeah, yeah. I
When
think it's a,
when and how did you get it though? Because we had that discussion.
yeah, I ended up downloading it so I could play it tonight.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, played
And
it
did it
that
come out
night.
at like 9 o'clock our time, or did you have to wait till 11:59?
Um, I think it was 9 o'clock on the dot.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I played it.
How long did it take you to beat?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing it pretty much nonstop. Um, Playing at my work lunch breaks and at night and
Okay,
on the Peloton and staying up late and playing it and um
of course.
yeah. So yeah, just finished it. Um
And what are your thoughts?
it was good. Yeah. I'm gonna make a video about it.
Okay, yep.
Um Not a review of it, but
Oh,
anyone listening to this who doesn't want to be spoiled. So yeah, we're talking about Age of Imprisonment. And the whole thing this whole time was they're talking about it's going to be a canon tale. It's the past, it's Tears of the Kingdom. And there was definitely some stuff that, it kind of begs the question of is it really canon if you introduce a bunch of stuff that wasn't there before, and the reason why it wasn't is because the past was buried? Because then you can do anything, but as long as at the end, oh, here's what it is. Remember when Bail Organa has the droid's memories wiped at the end
Yeah,
of episode 3?
yeah,
So you do that, and now you're still within canon
yeah,
because, you know, 3PO doesn't remember Obi-Wan, um,
yeah,
the whole thing,
yeah.
you know, does and so then you can say, oh yeah, this is canon, but then there's all this stuff happened that would retcon the story, but then you have a moment where you like wipe the droid's memory
Yeah.
and now
But
everything's fine. But it
how do
but
you do
then
that though if you're not but how did they do that? There's
so
no droid though, right?
well, it's weird because there actually is a construct. It is a robot. And yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay. And it is from that robot's perspective.
kinda, yeah, kinda.
I mean, unless there's like time travel involved or that
There is
specific
time
like
travel. There's time travel.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they are covering their bit. Okay. Okay.
But see, from my point of view, it's a little misleading. I would definitely accuse Star Wars of this and this new Zelda game, where it's like, no, this is what happened. This is the canon tale. And then you do a bunch of stuff that has no precedent
Mm-hmm.
in the original thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just clean it up with a moment of, oh, don't worry, nobody remembers because this, and then you just like do that, and
Could
that's
you
like,
get away with that this was such a small part of the universe that it did happen, but it wasn't captured in main universe, main
I mean,
in the main story of it. Like,
yeah,
is it could they get away with, oh, this did happen but in a tiny part of the
yeah,
world
for sure,
that we didn't see.
for sure,
And has no bearing on, it is
yeah,
just this small story now that it did happen, but it's so
yeah.
small that, yeah.
That like you kind of have to do that, right?
Right.
But then you watch, like in the Star Wars example, you watch Star Wars, R2 is flying around and he's shooting flamethrowers at droids and he's saving the day, and
Mm-hmm.
he's such a major part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on you go, well, yeah, that was just a minor skirmish or whatever. But it's like when you're watching the thing, it is the thing. And it's like he's,
Oh,
you know, um R2 saves the day multiple times.
yeah.
He's in the action in almost every scene.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so, but then and then later on you can say, yeah, but he's just a droid, and like people aren't going to remember individual soldiers, so on and so forth.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like yeah, but um, it's misleading.
Okay. So could it be like Clone Wars? Like, okay, now we're actually, yeah, episode two starts it,
Yeah,
episode three kind of ends it up in a fashion,
yeah,
but it's not until we get to the cartoons or the animated one that we actually see the actual
right,
goings on. Okay.
right. But to me, it is disingenuous to say, oh
Right.
yeah, like
Oh,
when A New Hope is shot, R2 was right there in the thick of it with Anakin. And
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
only
yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah,
Anakin
yeah,
built C-3PO.
yeah,
And to me, it's like, okay, really? That's really what George Lucas's intent was um,
yeah,
50 years ago?
yeah,
Um, or did you shoehorn them in and force it to work and
yeah.
then find a clever way to not get accused of retconning by just like swiping the memory at the end.
Yeah.
And
The
so,
the
yeah,
the only reason I bring it up, it's not to defend it. It's just trying to build that, okay, yes, I can accept it. I'm just, as someone who hasn't played the game, obviously, I'm just
yeah,
trying to like, did they at least do it in a way that you could make an argument?
yeah,
I'm not
absolutely,
defending it, saying
absolutely, yeah,
that's the,
absolutely,
in my mind, that's the only way those kinds of things that would work.
absolutely. Yeah, they same thing. There was a robot that we didn't even know existed back
Yeah,
then. He was a bit essentially served the role of Link, and and then they wiped him from existence by because there was a historian back then, and the stuff that we knew about this era was from
gotcha,
her journal entries
gotcha.
and these murals that she created, and she left them out of the murals, and she said the reason is because he was a dangerous technology that they didn't want anybody to know about
Okay,
because they could
next
use
question.
that
Do you buy
technology.
it? Does it add, uh, is it additive or is it a
No, it's
distraction
not.
or is,
No, it's it can't be additive because it was sold as, oh, this is what happened. And the fact that they had to remove it from the story at the end completely undermines the sentiment that, quote, this is what happened.
yeah, sure.
If this really was what happened, they wouldn't have had to go and wipe the droid's memory at the end, type thing, you
Right.
know?
Okay.
So it's the same feelings I have about Star Wars. So it's fine. I'm not nerd raging about
Yeah,
it,
yeah, 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 yeah.
but
No, I didn't think you were.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just, yeah,
So, but it does kind of make it forgettable. It's like,
sure.
okay, well, I guess there's that.
So
Moving
was it
on.
just,
Mm, I mean, there has to be some aspect of that. Like, so this is the second one of these type of Zelda games they've done.
right?
And that last one sold like 5 million copies. I think this one will probably sell at least 2 or 3 million. Um, and it's
Okay.
70 bucks a pop.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
And this is on the Switch 2, which the hackers have not hacked yet, so there are no like bootleg copies of it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Whereas like Switch 1 games, I mean, there could be like a million bootleg copies of it out there.
Oh, oh.
And you think about a million times 70,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah,
losing
yeah.
out on
Yeah,
$70 million.
yeah.
Um, so um yeah, so money's a big part of it. Yeah.
So then this is, so do you kind of equate it though then with the other game? It is kind of in universe, but it's a standalone on its own, and this shit didn't happen. This droid didn't happen, and it's just fun to play. And
It's definitely more of the latter.
okay,
Like honestly, just reflecting back, and I think right now in this moment is the first time I am reflecting back on what you just said. I don't think it added a single thing that anyone's going to care about.
yeah, and
I
that's what you were saying about
Yeah.
the other release of that first one, the other game that you were talking about. That's fun, but it didn't add.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't add anything.
yeah.
So,
Okay,
yeah, I can't think of a single thing that it did that added it something. And
okay,
everything that it added was for the sake of um, creating an action scenario to play in
okay.
for this game. Yeah.
So is this kind of the video game of J.J. Abrams to you?
um, you know, no,
No, okay.
honestly, it's a version of the Star Wars prequel where there's just stuff that it doesn't feel like that really was the story when he wrote episode 4.
I got you. This is George Lucas off his rocking chair. I got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Okay.
Um, it's fine. Whatever.
Okay.
I'm gonna make, I have at least one video I want to make about it because there's a lot of timeline stuff in there that I want to talk about. So,
Okay.
um, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay. Well, there's any other nerdy news? Sorry about your Blue Jays, buddy.
It's okay. That's okay. Actually the better the I'm not going to say the better team, but the more clutch team, the tougher team did win. And
Yeah,
you tip your hat off to them. They made the
sure.
plays.
Yeah, it was a great
It
series.
was oh my gosh. It, sports fans, we can be so hyperbolic sometimes and say, "Oh my God, that was the greatest shot or the greatest goal or the greatest home run I've ever seen." But to say that it was it was the best series I've
Yeah.
ever seen World Series
Hmm.
wise in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And that's not hyperbole. It is,
Yeah.
you know, we're 3, 4 weeks removed from it. And yeah, oh my gosh, it was one of the best.
Yeah.
And like I said, the tougher team, the more clutch team won. And I'm happy to that because talent can take you far, but if you don't have that want, then
Sure.
you're not gonna always win. So
It's
no.
true. Yeah. Well, and you're rooting for Barcelona in
I
that.
always, always,
Yeah.
always. I'm a
Okay.
culé.
Okay. All right. Well,
Blaugrana forever.
let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
Um,
take us
everybody,
home.
yeah, everyone, thanks for listening and watching. Those who are watching, I'm sorry that it appears my image is frozen. It has been for a while, but
Oh, it's not
uh,
just me.
yeah,
Oh, okay. I didn't want to say anything.
at least we can still hear each other.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, thanks for supporting us. If you follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we would greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe to me on YouTube at Gabora if you like Zelda theories and content. And yeah, Jason, thanks for doing the synopsis this time.
Yep,
Appreciate it.
absolutely. Yeah.
And until next time, live long and prosper.
May the Schwartz be with you, and for all of our American audience members, listeners in the States, I know it's early, but happy Thanksgiving.
Because the real Thanksgiving already occurred, right? The
There
Canadian
is
one, right?
not a real, but the Canadian
Okay.
Thanksgiving did happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
a month ago. And I
All
don't
right.
know if we will have another episode before Thanksgiving. So have a
Possibly
happy and
not.
safe Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Till next time. All right, Jason.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Have a good one.
Have a good trip,
Thank
and
you.
just let me know when you're
Yeah, we'll
back.
be back after Thanksgiving.
All right, sounds good.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. Take care.